Hello, hello. Hi. How you doing? What is your word of the day? Good morning, Tanya. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, France. Good morning, Julie. Good morning. I think I saw Val was the first to pop in. Good morning. First to the punch. I like it. We've got energy. What other words of the day do we have? Let's see. We've got energy. We've got Tanya, your word of the day is sexy. I love it. Rejuvenate. Morning, Kate. Tackle from Steven. Good morning, Steven. Good morning, Denise. Love tackle. I think I'm on the same wavelength as you, Steven. I got a IKEA delivery yesterday. You know, spending more time at home. It's spring, organizing. So got about, 8 boxes in the front foyer, ready to go. So I think that's what my day is gonna be, mostly tackling those boxes. My word of the day though is process. Processing, digesting. Morning, Kathleen. Yep, that's Kathleen. Sunshine, beauty. Julie, yours is reflect. Beautiful. Awesome. So guys, this morning, 5-minute morning stretch is gonna be for the low back. We've done a lot of upper back stuff, but I know a lot of you struggle with low back pain. Maybe not currently, but you've had low back pain. That's something I see most often than not in people is low back stuff. So we are going to go through a sequence that's going to help relieve the low back, and it's going to be a sequence that might surprise you because a lot of the ways that I deal with low back have nothing to do with the back, believe it or not. It's a lot having to do with the psoas, a lot having to do with the quad, the tightness in the hamstring, body posture, and actually strength in the abdominals. So we're going to do some untraditional stuff, which you're used to from me, and I'm going to teach you along the way. We're going to have fun and all of that. So if you do have, over here I have a ball. If you have a massage ball, then please take it out. We will use it. If you don't have a massage ball and you've got nothing, you don't have a tennis ball or anything to use, then I'm going to show you where you can put your finger, your thumb, in order for you to release a part of that muscle so you can feel better. But generally for home, if you're really focusing on recovery and strength within your body movements, workouts, that kind of thing, there definitely are some essentials that I would recommend. A foam roller definitely is one of them. Massage ball, my favorite is the Rad balls. I think I've told you this. It's the perfect density. I've been working with Rad for a number of years because they're just amazing. Toe spreaders if you've got bunions or you've got flat feet. A Theragun is definitely an investment. I'm not gonna lie, it's expensive. There are different versions of the Theragun though. There is a less expensive version. If you go into my Amazon shop, link in bio, you'll see it there. I did find it. So there's that. And then I recommend some essential oils, a deck of tarot cards, definitely a set of dumbbells, a kettlebell if you can, but those are like extras. So if you're focused on recovery, those first 5 things I mentioned are awesome. And hey, maybe over time you sort of develop a kit, so to speak, and then at home you can do all the recovery that you need to do to feel great. So I am going to use this today. If you don't have one, don't worry, okay? All right, let's get started. And thanks for joining, new joiners. I see Krista, I see Matthew, I see Christy, hi. Okay, let's do this. So here we go, legs up. We're gonna stand tall. Take a nice deep breath in, come all the way up. Deep breath in, reach for the sky. Do a nice wrist rolls, breathing in on one side, out on the other. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Deep breath out, hands come all the way behind your back. Good, slowly we're gonna melt down like butter, all the way down. Relaxing the head and neck. When you think you've relaxed your neck, relax it some more. Let's sway back and forth. Good, we're gonna slowly grow. Swaying like a willow tree. Slowly coming up. Squeezing the glutes nice and tight. Deep breath in. Right arm reaches up towards the corner of your house. I've got my incense on, so if it looks smoky, that's why. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Other way. Good. Reach over. Beautiful. Okay. Shoulders up. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Deep breath out. Bring them down. Shake it out. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Breathe in. Shrug. Deep breath out. Drop them. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Okay, first thing we're going to do, hamstrings. One of my favorite stretches. It's so low maintenance. It's awesome. Anyone can do it. We're going to do a straddle on the wall. We're going to relax the hamstrings, let gravity do the work. We could definitely be in this position to get hamstrings. We could be in this position to get some hamstrings. More adductor here, but if we focused on the hamstring, we could get it. The problem with these is that I feel we're doing the stretch at the expense of posture, at the expense of the low back, at the expense of the neck protruding forward. This stretch gets rid of all of that. So you line up right next to the wall, right next. You lean back, legs go up, and open as much as you can. If you're here, I don't care. That's great. If you're here, awesome. If your knees are bent, I don't mind. But go as far as you can. You're going to flex your feet. My bum is right up against the wall. So from here, I'm opening up the adductor, opening up the groin, the hip area. I'm likely going to get some hamstring. If you're very flexible, you may not get hamstring here. So what you may want to do is you might get more out of this, holding the leg straight, flexing the foot, and then just pulling it towards you. That is perfectly fine. Trying to keep that knee straight. In order to get the hamstring stretch, you need to squeeze the quad though. So I want you to tone the quad, as a yoga instructor would say. I want the knee to pull up, so you squeeze the quad and pull in the hamstring. So breathe here. The reason why the low back suffers with a hamstring that's tight is because it doesn't allow us to hinge our hip. We don't hinge the hip, which means we hinge at the back with any kind of lifting. If we're lifting any kind of item from the ground up, or we're doing deadlifts, we're rounding the back, we're creating pressure in the low back, and we don't want that. We want the glutes to do the work. So by relaxing the hamstring, we will be able to get more range out of that hip hinge. So you'll stay here, and I suggest you can stay here for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. How you get out of it? Hands are going to come behind the knees and just bend the knees into the chest. Then from here, you roll up. Et voila. So I would definitely suggest you stay there longer, but for this purpose today, we will get out of that stretch a bit early. So that's a straddle stretch, okay? So hamstrings, that's something that's really important. We're gonna do another version of the hamstring stretch, just more of a dynamic stretch. This is my favorite. This is the scoops. So I'm gonna make sure my legs are pretty close together. I'm gonna swoop down, keeping this leg nice and straight. My knee is straight. I'm gonna tone my quad. I'm gonna swoop from low to high. This is a hip hinge movement, meaning my hip is hinging backwards. When I said that the low back would round if the hamstring didn't have enough flexibility, this is what I mean. This is what I see from clients. I see this, and then I see this. Do you see my low back hinge? Now imagine I'm deadlifting or pulling weight here. All the pressure is in the low back. I need this, whoop, which means this hamstring is exposed, which means the hamstring is flexible enough. So keep that going. Breathe in, breathe out. Swoop, 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 swoop. Good. One more. Beautiful. Okay. So we're gonna meet the psoas. Okay? Psoas is usually the culprit for a ton of low back pain. The psoas inserts on our vertebrae right here, the lumbar spine, okay? From here, it goes down like a V shape inside the pelvis on the inside of the hip bones. So the two hip bones here on the inside, it goes from here and goes whoop through our body into here. So if this is tight, it pulls on the lumbar spine. Sorry, this is a bit much with the incense. I'm just gonna put that over here. Okay, so we're gonna hit the psoas from the back, okay? But it's about, see my waistband here? It's right here, it's the meaty part. And this is the spine. On either side we have the erector spinae. Then we have the insertion point for the psoas. So I want you to take your thumbs, find that kind of small of your waist. And if you don't have a small waist, I don't need a DM later telling me that. You know where to find it, right? So you're here, pushing in, and it's kind of really in. I don't know if you can see this, where I am, okay? Right here, I'm in the meat, right there. That's where we're gonna put the ball. If you self-massage that area, you'll feel it. You will feel it. So the ball is not gonna go on the spine, it's gonna go not on the erector spinae, but just to the left of it. Okay? Brace yourself, breathe. You will know you're on it, okay? Trust me. So I want you to brace yourself here, and you're just gonna turn the hip. What I'm doing is I'm bringing my left hip towards the wall, my right hip towards you, and I'm twisting, I'm turning. And you will know when you've hit it, okay? Breath, breath, breath. Of course, we got two sides, okay? So you're gonna stay on there. And if it's your first time on there, you can stay maybe 30 seconds to a minute max, and then move on. You can even just go up, down, side, side. But it's really at that spot, you're twisting and you're feeling that, okay? To hit the psoas from the front, 2 index fingers on your hip bones. About the distance between your belly button and the hip bone, probably right in the middle there. Again, you'll know when you've hit it. You get the ball in there, up, down, side, side. There are definitely more effective ways to get it than the ball. The Theragun is really great, even just your fingers in there. And I'm gonna show you a stretch, okay? So psoas, getting in there, really awesome. How do you stretch that? Great question, I heard you. Without the ball. A good stretch to do would be anything where you're reaching, because it's what allows us to twist, right? So from here, I'm gonna brace myself on one knee. I can take my opposite arm, maybe I'll go with my elbow, and I'm gonna twist to the side here. So anything where you're really along here and you're elongating this part of the psoas and opening up the chest and coming back, these are really good ones. Brace yourself with the elbow, flatten the back, right? Arching over, coming down and twisting up. Breathe in, breathe out. Oof. You feel that? Breathe in, breathe out. Awesome. Okay, stretch for the front side of the psoas or hip flexor. We're in a beautiful lunge position here. We're gonna tip our hips forward. We're gonna tuck that glute, okay? So we're tucking here. Do you feel the quad? Quad also is a culprit, right? When the quad is tight, it sits the hip in a awkward position, which gives us the Donald Duck back, which puts pressure on the back. So we're gonna tuck that hip forward. We're gonna grab behind us and grab the toe. Can we do that without sacrificing any of our posture? Breathe here, and that might be good enough. If it's not good enough, we're gonna lean in a little bit. I really can't go too far. So breathe here, deep breath out. Let's come back to neutral. Deep breath in, open up. Deep breath out. Breathe in. Ground yourself in that front foot. Really spread those toes, sit up nice and tall. My chin's in line with my collarbone. I'm making sure my shoulders are back. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, last one here. Pulling in and out, good. And relax that foot. Let's go other side. One leg forward. Okay, sit up nice and tall. I'm gonna squeeze my glute here, get my hip in a posterior pelvic position. I'm gonna swoop behind, grab my toe, grab anything I can. You can always put a towel behind your foot and grab this way. If you've got your pant leg, you can grab that as well. Whatever you got. I hope you feel this. I feel this. Especially if you're a runner, there's a lot of quad stuff going on. So nice and tall, let's lean in a little further. Breathe out, come back. Breathe in. Good, breathe out, come back. Reset the hip, don't let that hip flexor open. Keep it closed, come forward. Good, last one. Awesome. Good, we're gonna come onto our back. The lumbar spine, the vertebrae, the joint, needs tension in order to feel safe. Another life lesson there, but we're not gonna get into it. Okay? The vertebrae, here, the lumbar spine, the front part, it's supported by the abdominals. So if you've ever had low back pain, you went to the doctor, they said you need to do more ab work. They weren't wrong, okay? We're gonna do some. The lumbar spine needs to feel safe through the strength and the tension of the lower abdominals. When the core is loose, the lumbar feels unsafe, so it creates a chemical to get into the muscles beside that lumbar spine to stiffen it up. Because it's saying to you, I'm not going to trust you to do your ab work, so I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to create tension in the muscles surrounding the lumbar spine because I don't trust that you're going to do your abs today. So that's what happens, okay? So we have to understand that about the body and say, okay, body, I'm going to give you what you're looking for, which is tight core. So here we go. We're going to tuck our chin into our chest. Our knees are at 90 degrees. We're going to push our belly button into the ground. 2 inches in from our hip bone is our transverse abdominis. We're going to cough. You feel that tension there. That's the tension we want, okay? Keep that tension, but keep breathing. Chin comes in. We're going to lower one heel to the ground, come back up. Breathe in, deep breath out. If you're new to this, I want you to squeeze your low back into the ground. If you're not new to this and you've got good strength there, you can have a neutral spine and be fine. If your neck hurts, hands behind the head. Keep that cough, keep that pressure. Breathe in, breathe out. So now you're creating safety for the lumbar spine. You're telling the body, I got you. You don't have to create a stiff back. I'm going to create the stiffness for you with the muscle. Good, 2 more. Breathe out. Nice, knees into the chest, side to side. Nice job. Thanks for letting me get technical with you guys this morning. I appreciate it. I hope you learned something. Let's bring the legs out, arms up. Let's stretch, 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 stretch. Anything you want to do here. Oh. All right, come over to our right side. Come all the way up. Beautiful. What I didn't mention, which is also true, is just the development of the glutes. I'll leave that for today, but that is an important thing when it comes to the low back as well. Just an FYI. Okay, your morning prompt this morning. Your morning prompt this morning is a tarot card pull. Okay, we're going to pull a tarot card. We're going to see what the tarot card says. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't resonate with you, then whatever. It's just a card. Okay, so take a nice collective deep breath. You ready? Here we go. I'm just asking the cards to do away with any energy that is not ours as a group. I'm going to pull a card for the group. So what's the dominant energy? What's the dominant thing that we need as a group today? What does the universe want to tell us today? What is something that we're not seeing? What's something that's gonna be what we need to hear? I'm gonna pull one card. This is the one. Okay, Four of Cups. So the cups represents water. It's feelings, emotion. It's managing those things. It's the subconscious, it's relationships, it's connection, dreams. That's what the cups represent, okay? So it's generally, it's a feely card. There's a lot going on there. It's kind of our shadows coming through, that kind of stuff. The Four of Cups, I will read it to you. Okay, the Four of Cups. Okay, we are strong enough to handle this card, okay? That's what I want to start with. The Four of Cups is greed and discontent. An outsider would look upon your life and see supportive relationships, pleasures, and even a bit of luxury, but you don't see it that way. Instead, there's a discontentment, apathy, and even greed for more. The Four of Cups warns you not to take your situation for granted, or the people who've supported you along the way. Look around you. What are you truly longing for? Name it. It may not be your surroundings. You are truly blessed. That's a good card. It's a beautiful card. The Four of Cups, you can look online as well to see some further explanation. I have this deck, which is the Wild Unknown deck. It's a person in Brooklyn who's an artist that took the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite deck, and made it just modern and beautiful. And it only gives a small little explanation, but the Four of Cups is really around, the cups being full signals that we have all these pleasures. Think of a king, and his cup is filleth over with wine and, all the delectable delights of the earth's bounty, and for some reason we've got these four full cups, but we're looking at what we don't have, right? We're looking at, we are discontent. It looks on the outside like we're living this charmed life, but on the inside there's something we're longing for. There's something else that we are wanting. We need to name it, and we need to face it, and also appreciate all of that which we already have, which a number of us, if you're watching this right now, you're blessed enough to have Wi-Fi and a smartphone and a laptop and be able to spend, I call it the 5-minute morning stretch, but let's be real, it's more like 20 minutes now. But you have time for us to spend together thinking about our insides and thinking about contemplating life and working on our bodies. Like, what a treat. What a treat. What a luxury to have these thoughts, to desire for more. It is truly a luxury, and I think we know that now more than ever. So, yeah, that's your card for today. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. Thank you to the new people, and for those of you who are watching this later, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy middle of the night, whenever you watch this. Whenever you do this during the day, it doesn't have to be the morning. It does set you up and get you in the right headspace, and so I commend you for that if you're not joining us live every day. But thank you so much. Lots of love to you. Go and be that word of the day, and remember how luxurious your life is. We're all blessed. Love ya. See you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Bye.